Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
After attending your workshops, did Sister Claire and Father Brito continue with your kind of theatre in Tamil Nadu?
Very much so. Actually, there are many groups in the villages. Sister Claire mainly took workshops in villages and small towns, not in Chennai proper. Chennai proper also did, but mostly that. I have been invited to conduct advanced workshop several times there, twice. I did that, and Sadakal of course was there. Now, they have so many village groups have been formed that they divided the state of Tamil Nadu into 4 zones. You see? So you can understand how outspans. And the most interesting thing I found that 2 of these groups done by village ladies, they have done it. They are peasants' wives really. So I asked one thing that when they go and do theatre, for example, I visited one of the theatres, so they went home at about midnight by the time. So I said, who looked after their children or their cooking? So their husbands do. They said, we will take charge and you go and do your theatre. I said, this is a revolution there, I think. Of course. So they have done it. I mean, the quality may not be very good, but they showed me some and I gave suggestions. Not only Tamil Nadu. Sister Claire has conducted workshop in Bangalore also, Kerala also. I don't know, there may not be any follow-up of that. But Bangalore, I conducted a workshop in long back, 85 or 86. And some people who participated in that still keep contact with me. They did a production on Hiroshima called Rekke Kattuvira in our form. We invited them once to perform in Calcutta at our Aanganmanch. That's on Hiroshima. Performed by only 2 women, the whole thing. I liked it very much. 80 performances of that particular play they did. The 80th performance I've seen. They invited me.
Is there any other group outside West Bengal that has embraced your format of theatre?
Yeah. I got a letter from Rajasthan. Didn't even know them. They performed Mitchell and the very format suggested that they will do it in the park. And that cutting they sent to me. Then Azamgarh, I already said, Azamgarh group, they've shifted to Allahabad. The leader is transferred to Allahabad. They're still continuing this. Don't do proscenium theatre anymore. And where else? M.K. Raina, quite a renowned director. He did Mitchell more than 100 shows, all open air. I mean, not in hall. Although he did Spartacus on proscenium stage. So these things happened.
And in West Bengal, any groups? In West Bengal, any groups?
In West Bengal, actually, Calcutta, our group based in Calcutta, Shatabdi. Potosina is based in Kasrapara. 1 hour and 15 minutes journey by train. There, Potosina is doing very good job. Many of my plays they did, other plays also they did. And then Ayana belonged to Shorsuna. The Potosina I could not just go. Sometimes I went there, suggested things, but I could not direct properly. The time was not there. But Shorsuna, every Sunday I used to go in the morning. And after work at 1:30 I will take lunch there and come back and work with Shatabdi. At that time I had a lot of energy. Now there is no question of that. Ayana, I directed several plays. And they are also writing plays. Ayana, leader of Ayana, Vappa, writing plays, producing plays. Potosina Sumit also writing plays, doing some of them. Ayana, I directed Shiri, then Gondi, Bogolacharit Manas, and what else? Bag also, I didn't go there, but the only casting of 2. So they came to my place and practically it's my direction, Bag. Place I remember, I don't know whether any other places are there.
Tell us something about Potosina's Raktokarabi. You have helped them to produce it.
Actually, Raktokarabi, when I wrote means I did not write in the beginning, but that is my most favorite play, Tagore's play. I think it's also very important play for Tagore himself. I think he did 8 or 9 versions of it. Even the name Nandini has changed through that. I haven't read those versions, but I did my own editing. Somamitra did also his own editing, reducing. I did not add anything. But that version, I think, made it more useful, understandable. And as a prologue, there also I used Tagore's lines, which he did after the production of Raktagarabi. After writing production, kind of afterthought. Those things they use at the beginning. So they use with that and continue. Now the production, the choreography, everything was theirs, not mine. What I did is to help them understand the play, line by line practically, which I didn't understand. I said, sorry, I can't explain this, but these are the other things. My interpretation is this. And they used to come here for quite some time. Every week, 1:30 they will gather, 7 o'clock they will disperse. I did workshops here and helped them to understand the play more. That way, and so that's why they write my name as advisor. But I did not really direct it. Many of the things they took recourse to, I didn't even know. I saw the first production, then I came to know it.
So have they taken it to villages? Raktagarabi?
Many villages. So that is the strength of this theatre. Soumamitra's Raktagarabi is a landmark production, but he was tied to the proscenium stage, New Empire, or other places also proscenium stage. But they take it to villages everywhere. And there are many interesting stories. A member of our group, Himanshu, he said, I started reading this play 3 times, could not finish it, just didn't understand anything. But when I saw this production, your editing, it was absolutely clear to me. So in the villages, it's accepted. They can do it. Jadavpur University playing field they have done. Many other places. Then again, they had a unique experience. They were invited to Aanganmanch. Sumit and Kollan went there. There, from Ranchi area, Orao, Munda, these people, they settled down there and now they are practically the most deprived. One NGO was working with them. They invited us. So they went there, did workshop with them and they started producing their plays on their problems. Twice they went. So that's the workshop process helped them.
You went to Bangladesh.
Yeah. Actually, Bangladesh I didn't want to go, but I was invited by an NGO. I said, look, if somebody arranges for my passport, visa, everything, then I will go, otherwise I won't go. So when I went first time, I did workshop with those people working with them. I did workshop in Maimansingh, in a place near Khulna and Rajshahi University. These places I conducted workshop. And then we were invited to perform. But there were many snags. Taking a theatre from India was practically prohibited. Because some unscrupulous people who invited artists from Bengal, this side, and they did not pay properly. So there were criticisms. Ultimately, after much delay, they cooperated with a government organization. That is how our play was taken. Even then, one important member, Taposh Mukherjee, did not get visa. Because his name, Taposh Mukherjee, is sort of confused with an unwanted person there. Although their father's names were different, doesn't matter. He was denied visa. So we couldn't do an important play like Michil there. But Bangladesh, all the 3 groups went. We did Raktagarabi, then Dhaka first, Raktagarabi, Kochetatopa, then Bhoma, Phul Rasta, Bagh. All these plays were done in Dhaka. And they also went to Khulna and Joshore, but I did not go with them. And they performed there. Now Dhaka, it was arranged in Sohrawardi Park, open air. The first day afternoon show, Hottamala Dopare, there were about 300 people. But from the evening show, that was the weekday. In the evening shows, very soon the audience went to about 10,000 or so. Now between the 2 performances, afternoon and evening, there's a gap of 2 hours. Nobody will leave his seat. Just stay there. The vendors went and provided food and tea and all that. They stayed there. So when Raktagarabi was being performed, I was free. So I went around to the back of I found that people are standing there. They can't see anything. So many people standing there. They can't even hear properly. But pin drop silence, 10,000 people, so that they can get snatches of dialogue. Some people got over climbed trees and saw from there. So it was a great experience there.
So, was Raktokarabi the most popular performance there?
I think so. Raktokarabi, but other places are also well received. Bhoma, for example, and Hattumala Ropare, Kochetatapa, these are also very well received. In Dhaka at least. Other places received, but so many people did not come to other Joshua or Khulna, I heard. Not so many.
So,
But very well received. Then I directed a play, Gondi, with them. They were all professional, belonging to they call Charcha Kendra, the same NGO. They work full time. So I directed Gondi with them.
you have produced a play in Britain as well.
Yeah, actually the last visit, 1992, I was invited from amongst other places to Birmingham University to conduct a workshop with students of the drama course, second year and third year. It's a 3 years course. And ending up in a work in progress, 3 performances. There I did Manusha kind of short version, whatever can be done in English. That I did also in Gujarat. After 2 workshops, advanced workshop, preliminary advanced, Manusha was done in Gujarati also. Because practically non-verbal, so no problem.
Was it at Vishrampura village?
No, that is another one. This one I did in workshop. There, Vishwanath, he was a film person actually. He came on Lian, he worked in ISRO, the space program. He came to Pune Film Institute as on Lian to be the dean of the faculty. And he saw my lecture demonstration after the workshop. And he said, I must come to Gujarat to conduct a workshop in villages with him. I said, but no observer can present. Well, I and the cameraman, we will both participate and take photographs, films. And he did that. This Vishwanath also came to Calcutta and made 2 films, one on Manusha and one on Bhattumala Ropare.
Quite a few documentaries have been made on you. So, have you ever acted in any feature film?
One documentary on our theatre is done by a group, very close. For 1 year they went on studying our various places to invitation shows, called shows or in villages, and then they took up So that is the only documentary where my acting is there. Pakhira they call it. And there's a cassette of Pakhira with me. So other documentaries I don't know, I'm not aware about.
Have you ever acted in any feature film?
Very rarely and in different circumstances. One, for example, my friend, political friend and long-standing personal friend, Barin Shah, he was doing films. So his Tarannodir Pare, it was sort of shortened to make it tight, and he wanted a short play to go with it, and he chose my play Shonibar. Now my wife, deceased, Bhutul, she was there, my son Kabul was there, but I was not in the cast. But Barin probably got disgusted with the professional actor doing my role, which I did on theatre here. But he suddenly asked me, come and do it. I said, I never performed in film, but I've never seen a shooting. I don't know what happens in film. But if you have got confidence in me, that was first experience, first exposure. But I didn't accept any money, excepting Barin gave me 500 rupees for the script, not for acting. So that's my one experience. I don't think I acted very well at Shonibar. So another person who did my workshop, a girl in Pune Film Institute, and where I used to get invited many times. Her husband, Amitabh, he did not do my workshop, and he did really editing, but he wanted to do a film on his own script. And I refused point blank, I won't do it. Then they were so disappointed, I said, just tell me the theme of it. Very enthusiastically explained, and I was convinced that it can never have a commercial release. I said, yes, I participated in it. Small role, but I will not accept any payment. And another one was Aparna Sen, Undying City. That was in English. 6 episodes for TV. She did. She insisted on my playing one role. So there also I did not accept any payment. And then a very small one. Somebody was doing a documentary on Vibhuti-Bhushan Bandyopadhyay. So extracts from short stories. In one of the short stories I had a role. So I did that. No payment was involved, not even offered, and no question of refusing. That ends my relation with the films directly. But I know many film people whom I knew first from their theatre days, like Amal Palekar, like Amrish Puri when they were doing theatre. So they became famous in films later on. So Amal did Michil in our form twice. Once with more or less sticking to my play, Chavildas Hall, in the round. And later on in Pune, we settled down in Pune with about 25 youngsters, students mainly. He did. There were many changes, but the main spirit was Michil was there. I saw that. Although I didn't understand Marathi, but I think the main point came. So I came to know about him. Amrish Puri did my play in theatre, not in films. Films, unfortunately, he became famous for his roles of villain. That he is a first-rate actor, very devoted to acting in theatre, I've seen.
He acted in Ebong Indrajit.
Yes, Ebong Indrajit theatre stage, Hindi. He did Lekhak. He acted in Pagla Ghoda also doing Kartik.
Nasiruddin Shah once read out your play Ebong Indrajit in Pune.
No, that was in Pune. Amal Palekar invited me. I refused at first. He said they are doing a festival in my honor. And they said they are going to give me a purse. Which is, why should you? He said, well, whether you go to Pune or not, we will get the purse anyway. That purse actually made me solvent. I could. Before that, I was very much tight in money problems. There, what they did, practically no lecture. Just all these people they invited. Nasiruddin Shah, Ratna Pathak was there. Amrish Puri was there. Sriram Lagu could not come because he was busy with his own theatre somewhere else. Nasiruddin Shah already mentioned.
Nana Patekar was also
Nana Patekar was there. Now what they did, play reading. Ebong Indrajit, practically the whole thing. Amrish Puri doing Lekhak, Amal being Indrajit, that way. Rohini Hattangadi doing Mansi. Others I don't remember. Nasiruddin Shah play reading was the first act of Shararattir. First act. And what he did, there were only two actors and one actress, but there was another actor. He read out my, stage directions. He said, without that,
Yes.
Shararattir loses a lot. So he did that also. Nana Patekar was the master of ceremony, but he did not do any play reading.
Now, it is an acknowledged fact that there are three stalwarts in modern Indian theatre. First you, then Vijay Tendulkar, and then Girish Karnad.
No, Mohan Rakesh was also there.
So, have you ever interacted with them?
Not really. Vijay Tendulkar was present in my felicitation. Next time they did felicitate Vijay Tendulkar. That was before his death. But I did not interact with him that way.
Girish Karnad?
Also, same thing. He translated Ebong into English and directed it with Madras Players in Chennai.
Amal Palekar has also directed some plays like Pagla Ghoda.
Pagla Ghoda, he was invited to United States Bengali group, New York. But by that time, Amal Palekar got, his whole thing was not there. And it came to Calcutta also. They brought it to Calcutta. And I was ill, so I didn't see the productions. Others saw it, they didn't like it.
There is constant comparison with your theatre and Brecht's. There are certain points of similarities. Are you aware of them?
That is really can be answered only by the critics and scholars. I liked Caucasian Chowkcycle already said, I thought it's an Indian play and it's a kind of rural play. So that is why I did it. Other similarities, I've read the plays, but that is the only play I adapted. Other plays I didn't adapt. Although I saw some productions here, Nandikars, Tinpa Sharpala, Tripini Opera, and Good Person of Szechuan. I saw the productions, but never did that, never thought of doing it.
You have also adapted Edward Bond's play. Tell us something about that.
I considered Edward Bond, the British playwright, is really a good successor of Brecht. The same thing. And I read quite a few plays by Edward Bond. And this kind of musical play, he called it We Come to the River. I adapted it. That also I didn't want to produce here. But Shatabdi, particularly after Kargil, they said this has become very relevant, so we'll produce it. Although it was written in, I think, 1980 or sometimes, produced much later. And the original name was Nojde Dubiedao, but I changed the ending of the play. Dubiedao was not there. Making him blind was there. And we called it just Nodite. And that was also had very good response, Nodite. Presented many problems, but we managed to solve that problem. These problems are interesting, Gondi, for example, how can we show the baby? Now, I know one thing, I will not use a doll. So what we ultimately did is very simple. Simply use the dress of the two dresses. One is the costly one, when he was reared at the princess place, governor's place, and other is the poor one. Those two dresses. So nobody was inside. That particular thing was pulled in the last scene, Caucasian chalk circle. And what else?
Human body is an important element in your theatre.
Very much. Because you see, Caucasian chalk circle is demand set elements. Now, we use just human bodies for it. Say, for example, the bridge, Grusha crosses and gets broken. Absolutely done by human people, including the river going through. Two persons lying down and moving like waves, and the bridge was there. One interesting thing is that the bridge was practically broken. So, Grusha, the main character, she had to step very carefully. So that was her problem. The problem was the actress doing her role is the same. Because also human body you have to be very careful where you put your foot. Not on the middle of the back. Not on the back of the neck. So it just coincided. And when he jumps down on the other side, that sound gives the cue, the bridge collapses with the railings. And all the long journey to her brother's place, that also done, so passing through over boulders and tree, difficult. Everything was done there and it was automatically changed. This changing is important, that is difficult. So everything we'll have to do when audience is watching. The change gives us more problem than just doing a set. It's not that we do a set with human bodies and then there's darkness and we change to other one. No, it will have to change naturally. So that we could achieve. Worked very hard on it. And naturally, not having enough people, it's a kind of scene by scene casting. Pages of that in the first scene. And we use costume elements to indicate that is not the same character coming. A kind of black hood, which was always in their pocket. As soon as they wear it, they become soldiers. Otherwise, they are peasants. That kind of thing. The lawyer, barrister, a kind of black cloak. Just giving an idea of that particular character. Did that. Very interesting working on these problems.
There is a recurring theme in your plays, particularly not only in third theatre plays, it continues right from your proscenium phase. The fear of nuclear warfare.
That is something I got in Europe, Britain, as well as in particular in Poland. Because in our country, people dying of starvation, slow starvation or famine, we are used to it. But war we haven't seen. They have seen it. The first job I had, engineering job in London, if I ask somebody how many brothers or sisters you have, almost invariably we were 3 brothers, 2 died during the war. It's very real to them. Came home. So that is something which struck me. Poland, I think, suffered most in the Second World War. Nazi. Actually, in numbers, more Russian people died but Poland, one country, 1/3 of the population was dead. That didn't happen in Russia, not 1/3 of the population. And they don't want to forget it. They have a war museum. They have some places, 2 places at least I've seen, one street, where a mashal, a torch,
flame,
is burning 24 hours. And always 2 Boy Scouts or somebody attending there. Absolutely rigid. They were not even born when this war happened. But they want to remember it. And this war museum is something really hit me. A big book, some numbers. Everything 4-figure numbers. How many Poles have been fired? You see? That number. Then Hitler's final telegram, the copy of that in Warsaw, not a single house should stand. So detailed diagram of engineers, exploding the entire building. But they did, even their favorite opera house was destroyed. But following the old plan, rebuilt the whole Warsaw city. These things are very affecting. So it is mentioned in Ebong Indrajit even, a sudden death where whole humanity can be destroyed. Then again, it gave rise to this, what is called this theatre in the absurd. Because if I die tomorrow, what's the point of going on reading with that uncertainty? That's the thing which strikes you. That is there. So in Shatabdi there is a line. There is another kind of dying, that is dying of fear. Fear of the next nuclear attack. That is there. So Shatabdi I did in Bengali play. Produced also.
It is also there in Khatmat Kring.
Khatmat Kring also there. Khatmat Kring, the thing I really liked about Khatmat Kring, because Charlie Chaplin is naturally my guru in a way. When using slapstick humor to express such a thing like this war in Nazi onslaught, Great Dictator. That is something I wanted to achieve, I couldn't. But in Khatmat Kring, I think I am at least partially successful. Khatmat Kring is also a kind of slapstick farce, but the whole thing came out, didn't it?
So is Khatmat Kring your most favorite play?
Not necessarily. What I liked in Khatmat Kring is that what he tried to achieve for a long time. I saw Charlie Chaplin, Great Dictator. I saw the production of John Littlewood, Oh What a Lovely War on World War, took recourse to humor, and it was about the war. And that I could achieve in a way in Khatmat Kring. So I really liked that. So this concept. And then how these things happen, and I used a Indian scene where this peto, what we call it, handmade bombs, used by political parties. They have a skirmish and then they get more arms to be stronger than the other party. The international situation, I have also seen that. Just provoking, then having a skirmish, border skirmish, then both parties buy arms. What is happening now? India and Pakistan. The war budget, I call it war budget, they call it defense budget. Only war, defense is not the only thing. So Khatmat Kring, there's one line very important to me.
Do you remember that line?
Yes, I remember that line. The prolog is asking, দেশের জন্য জীবন দাও। জীবন দিতে কে বলেছে? জীবন নেবে। তার মানে দেশের জন্য তাহলে জীবন দাও বলছেন কেন? দেশের জন্য জীবন নাও বললে ভালো শোনা, তাই জীবন দাও বলতে।
You become a martyr.
Yeah. So you join the army to kill, not really to defend your country, to also kill. Even to defend your country, you have to kill. That's a very important point. But I really got this point, I think Bertrand Russell wrote it, brought this aspect, killing. And then again this Arabal play, Bharati, Picnic in the Battlefield, they're there. I mean, both parties are same way they're conscripted. So who is the enemy and who is defending? Who is attacking and who is defending? Both are attacking and both are defending. So these things tried to bring out.
The ending of Khatmat Kring is rather devastating. Would you? No, the effect is very dramatic. So, do you remember those lines? There is a song.
Cockroach, practically without any evolution, has continued. I mean, survival of the fittest, cockroach is the most suitable. So, there's a song. Khatmat Kring means finish off. Nacho tiring tiring, nacho tiring tiring. A dance by cockroaches. Manush manushke Khatmat Kring.
Men have killed men.
Yeah. So they have killed him. So you can, nobody else is there. We are there.
Only cockroaches survive in this world. Now, you have worked both in the proscenium format as well as in the Aanganmanch or Muktomanch format. So, as far as the direction part is concerned, is there any difference?
Much different, lot of difference. Proscenium theatre, when I did, I was quite immature theatre-wise. So I followed the European method of production notes. On the left side of the script, blank page. There by pencil, I drew diagrams. 3 steps right, sets, 2 steps forward, that kind of thing. But so, before the rehearsal started, the whole scheme is made. So the actors did not have to think. They just have to bear in mind what he is to do. But when I came to Aanganmanch, it's just diametrically opposite. I did not make any production notes. You try it out. So very interesting, particularly Boma music. They try out, they themselves say, no, it's not working. I don't have to say. Try out something else. we come to a point where they and I actually say simultaneously what is working. So keep it.
So it's a kind of joint collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. Because our laying stress on content means that each member must be involved in the content. He should think the line he is speaking is actually written by him, not a playwright. Make the line his own. The workshop process can achieve that. Acting by state of being, So different workshops we do, so that they think it is my line. I'm involved in it.
Now you have trained many actors in such workshops. Do you train in writing plays as well? How to write
I
plays?
can't teach writing plays. They themselves devise it. Those who have written. The upper of Anna has written. Not that all the plays I like. They bring it to me sometimes.
Dipankar
actually
used
wrote
to
and
write.
began writing. He had great promise in acting, directing and also writing. But he died at the age of 40, untimely. It was a great loss to our theatre. 3 plays he has written, none of them are produced. Napothashana produced one and Shatabdi produced another. I am very happy about that. Unfortunately, both are dead now. Napothashana can't do it and Shatabdi also can't do it for extraneous circumstances. But and they were directed by others. Napothashana by Shumit and Shatabdi by Taposh.
There is a problem when a trained actor suddenly leaves theatre. How to compensate that gap?
Can't they leave for different reasons? Then health problem is there, job problem is there. Can't do it. And very few people come to our theatre because there is no chance of career in this theatre. You see, that he will become big, go into TV, go into film, is not there. You have to do it. It loves own labor. And there are so few people in the present conditions to come here. But I consider they are the best people of the society. Those who come here and go on doing it.
True.
And the older members of the group, like Shanta, Topu, like Kollan, like Krishna.
All of
they
them
are
are very
proving it.
dedicated.
Sumit.
Very dedicated. all
Very
of them.
dedicated. And dedicated not because they were told to be dedicated. It comes in from inside. That's why Sumit and Kollan go and take workshops here and there. Kollan now is jobless, but Sumit has a job. A very strenuous job. He is a skilled laborer in railway factory, fitter. And he takes leave and goes there. There are many places he conducted workshop. Somewhere there is a follow-up. Jhargram there is a follow-up. Jhargram, this Prayash, they have done several plays of mine. Also their own. Sumit's play also they have done. So now that group, quite often they have a kind of festival. And Shatabdi, Napothashana, Ayana, they go and perform there and they themselves perform there also.
Are you still writing plays?
No. I can't write plays. People say, why did you stop writing plays? That's a completely wrong statement. I can't write plays. That is why I stopped. And now, because of these 2 successive accidents, I am practically homebound. I can't do theatre. So only some people, if they ask my advice, they come here and ask me. That's the only way I can participate. Otherwise, no.
What are you writing now then?
I have to entertain myself. You see, do something or other. So first I wrote this thing, Vishaka Shamdesh, because Thailand is a place I really like. That in the last chapter of that is not on Thailand but Laos. Although it's Vishaka Shamdesh. Now I used to tell stories when I came back. Somebody heard maybe 90%, somebody heard only 10%. So I thought before I forget, I'll just write down and use pictures also. I don't carry a camera. I don't believe in cameras. I want to see everything with my own eyes. I took picture postcards. My daughter said, take my camera. It's very easy to handle. I will not take. The picture postcards, those photographers are good photographers. Their pictures are much better than what I can have. I use them. And then adaptation from a story which I have read in English. Adaptation means completely Indianizing. So the first thing I asked, whether you liked it or not, I said, whether it has become Bengali or not. In plays, when I adapted, that is also my principle. So that if somebody is not told, we'll take it as an original Bengali play. Here also original. So I called it Golper Khochai Golpo. Provoked by a story. So that way quite a few. So there are 3 collections I've already published. And this, that was also not my idea, talking about myself, Purannakashandi. The 4th part, and now that's over. I won't write anymore.
So, have you written about third theatre in those
It is already
volumes?
automatically it came. Why third theatre? All kinds of theatre I've done with other details. As I'm a theatre man, these things came. Then Prabhasiriji also many letters written. There also theatre came quite often.
Did you write any book on Esperanto?
Esperanto is so easy a language. I wrote in Bengali medium the kind of textbook, self-teaching book, 4 parts. Unfortunately, only the first part got sold a little. The other parts probably I'll have to sell as to this Purana Kagajwala. Nobody buys them. But Esperanto I used to teach also here. Many people learnt, but they do not continue the practice, they have forgotten.
So, how do you spend your time? Besides writing, what do you do?
Watching TV when the TV is free. Wasting time, you can say. I write only on those days when TV is not accessible to me. I'm alone here. I write on compulsion. And now you know there's a compulsion. This recently, this Homi Baba serious fellowship I got. So I have to write something. At first I thought I will write about our third theatre. Then I found I've already written. Why they just repeat the same things? They will accept. Whatever I write, they will accept. In fact, I told them that this is my age and I am sort of homebound. So if you don't give me the fellowship, I will understand. They said no. What they wrote is whatever you write will be acceptable to us. So I decided to write on something which I had never written before, described in the workshop process. So I've got lots of material, but I'm doing it very slowly because somehow I have to pass 2 years on that. Every 3 months I send a little portion. So very recently I sent the 3rd installment.
My last question. A question occurs to me that whenever you took workshops, conducted workshops outside, for example in Laos, did you face a problem as far as language is concerned?
No, actually I faced a problem, but one participant, they always translated what I said, explaining the games. Fortunately in this workshop process I don't have to talk much. Now Laos, here for example a Madurai workshop, there were people from 3 different states, 3 different languages. I mean, I think Tamil, Telugu and Kannada. So Tamil group sat together and Kannada group sat together. While I am speaking in English, each group, one person who understands English, explains that to the other people simultaneously. As soon as I stop, they explain that. But they are participating. So in Kerala and other places, this same thing happened. Gujarat, wherever I did, language problem was there. Laos, there's one thing. People who could not join for some reason or other, but interested in workshop. So I made a compromise, taking permission from the workshop people. What can be demonstrated, I demonstrate. Many things which happen in the mind itself cannot be demonstrated. So I used to call it lecture demonstration. When they were talking about this Laos workshop, they said documentation is important for us. I said that I'm not your man. I'm the wrong person because I don't allow anybody to be present in the workshop. I don't allow, the work process does not allow. So there was an impasse. By that time I was quite tempted. So I said, many places I do this lecture demonstration. Let us have documentation session. I will have 3 days, no observer. Then 1 day documentation only. Then 2 days again, no observer and 1 day. So 3 documentation session. All the pictures I have and also a CD they send me, they are taken in documentation session. Nothing directly. And I made a stipulation, the interpreter will also have to participate. And it did.
My last question to you. What do you think is the prospect or future of the third theatre?
I don't know. They are going with many, many difficulties. Every moment it seems that this will be finished. Shatabdi, Padashana, Aina, illness, other things, you see. Many difficulties, but still somehow they are going on. And I think there's a belief in this kind of theatre. I have this faith. Somehow, even our 3 groups are finished off. As many other groups, Angan Theatre Group, Ritam, they're sort of finished. Somebody else should continue. I can't say what is the future. It has a future. In one of the novels of Graham Greene, there was one person who was called communist. He was once asked, a doctor, do you believe in communism? He said, I believe in the future of communism. It's a very good answer, you know. So in a way, here also, I believe in the future of third theatre. Whether there will gap or not, I don't know.
You have said that you are writing stories. What else are you writing?
Not the writing, but apart from theatre, some other things also I have done. For example, this organization, Durbar Samanvaya Committee, Mahila Samanvaya Committee, working with sex workers. I did a lot of work with them for 2 years. I actually wrote a documentary play, you have read that, called Andhokare, which is really written by them. Whatever facts I collected from them, their life story, that I put there. And they are defending their position. I put that in the play. It's not a good play, but a documentary play. Rehearsal started, but after some time I found that impossible to produce. People becoming absent, the organization didn't cooperate, so I left it. But it's published in a little magazine, Andhokare. That is something I did. Esperanto I've already mentioned. What else did I do? There are many hobbies I have got. Collage, making a hobby. I don't know whether you've seen my collages or not. You've seen?
Yes.
So I can't do it because of this thing. And but that's a favorite pastime. Even if you try, I can probably do a little. I don't know. Then making games from just rejected things, you know, cigarette packets cover or matchbox cover. Isn't there and inventing games? So I've invented quite a few games. And also in my work in the villages, I use them as a games workshop one day. Then drawing workshop with children, with adults also I did. Very simple drawing workshop. We sit in a circle. We have to spend some money, the group organizing. They will buy some papers, cyclostyle papers, and colored pencils, crayons, ordinary pencils, erasers, they give. And I distribute them. Then they think I will teach drawing. I never do that, teach drawing. So I ask the first person sitting in the circle, what do you want to draw? Can't decide. Maybe they say a tree. What tree? They have to mention it. Flower. What flower? They have to say lotus. Okay, go on. Whatever you want. The next person again says lotus. Nothing doing. She or he has already taken it.
Yes, another flower.
So there's something else. So it goes round. Whenever they finish, they bring it to me. Very nervous, thinking that I will criticize this and that. I do nothing of the sort. I take the picture, don't even look at it, put it down, give them fresh sheet. So you go on what you want to do it. Very soon there absolutely no criticism will be done. That is the main thing. So they feel free and go and do it.
They shed their inhibitions in this manner.
And in Tamil Nadu, in a village, there is a tribal Christians organization, school. 2 batches, one belonging to class 5, another probably class 6, boys and girls both. The 2 days drawing workshop I did with them. The thing is, those who are supposed to interpret, Sister Claire and Father Brito. Father Brito has never drawn a picture in his life. He got so involved, they forgot to translate. I said, look, both of you drawing will not do. One of you must
be translating.
Remain free to interpret. I know nothing of Tamil. So that is how they did it. So, in Nupur's organization, this Institute of Social Work, ISW, she invited for me to conduct many workshops as well as drawing workshops in different villages and all that. Many interesting experiences there also. One little boy began weeping. I've seen that trying to write something, erasing. Very soon he destroyed the practical paper, he erased so much. What is in his mind he could not put in the picture. Then he started weeping. He was only 6 or 7 years old. So those girls a little older, 12 years something, they came to console them. I said, don't weep, I was just giving you another paper. Then I went on drawing.
So we have come to the end of our interview.
Right.
Thank you very much. It has been an honor talking to you. I hope this interview will be invaluable for theatre researchers as well as theatre lovers. What I can say is we have been simply enriched.
Thank you.